How's it going, everybody? Mike with Cleveland Cutting Board and Furniture Company, and that's right, it's time for the Weekend Shop Update. Let's do it. So it's been a month maybe since I've done a video. I've been spending a lot of time back at the old shop, getting caught up on stuff, why there's things going on here. Got a big list here to talk about today, so we're gonna go through it kind of quick. I don't want this video to be too long because I've noticed after about 10 minutes I start to lose viewers, so try and keep this quick. What's going on? I've been working on inventory, summer inventory. I got a lot of shows I'm planning on doing this summer. One thing I've been working on is these soap dishes. I sold out last year. People ask for them. These are solid mahogany. If you don't know the story, I've talked about this before. I had a lady came to me about 2, maybe 3 years ago. She was an awesome lady, I guess in her 80s, maybe, I hope that's right. But anyway, her grandfather had a soap dish that was broke. It just got broke. She brought me the pieces. I measured it, scaled it all off, took calipers to it, made it, and I matched it exactly. And then started batching them out. I like it pretty much. So this is mahogany. Starts off as a big chunk of wood, go through, CNC cuts them out. But CNC does majority of the work, but you still got to hand sand everything. So it's still pretty labor intensive. So anyway, I have these back in stock. They're soaked in mineral oil, which is a great way to repel water. Then I go back and I put a beeswax finish on them. So got those knocked out. Also knocked out a big batch of grill scrapers. It's that time of year again. I've mentioned this before also. I was the guy that got a piece of wire stuck up between my tooth and my gum from a traditional metal scraper. I went out and looked around, and all I could find was at big box stores or online. They had the cheap, soft, like pine ones. I use oak or maple on mine. Mine are super hard. And mine don't have the teeth on there. What happens is once you get your grill nice and hot and you go to clean it, it'll start getting the shape of the teeth, because every grills don't have the same spacing of grate. Yeah, so once you use it a few times, you get that shaping on there. And also, I just got my first Blackstone. These work excellent on Blackstones, getting those things cleaned off. So a bunch of these in stock, and these can be customized. The soap dishes, if you wanted to, we could laser engrave a name on there or a saying or something like that. So these can be customized also. Got those done. I had a friend ask me to make a French rolling pin. So I've made rolling pins before, but never really got into it. So she asked, and ironically, some other people happen to ask at the same time. This totally separate instances. It's always funny when that happens. So I went down the wormhole of French rolling pins and did some research. And I found out the average length's around 22 inches. And then there's a couple of things. This one here is what I call a 1 3/4 by 4/12. So 1 3/4 refers to the mill diameter. And then a 4/12 means it's 4 inches of taper. This is 4 inches on the other side, and then 12 inches in the middle. So 12 plus 4 and 4. So this is a 20-inch wide. So they kind of go by how much handle, how much flat space. So this is, like I said, it's a 4 by 12 by 4. So I'm going to make a bunch of different sizes. This here is actually a wood called Jatoba. I got a bunch in. I have not carried it in a while, but my supplier called and said, hey, I got a bunch in. Do you want it? Because prices are going up. Prices on lumber went up across the board recently. And then this is an imported wood, so it's going up also. So yeah, so rolling pins. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a regular of it, but I'll probably do a batch out some. I'll probably just do a bunch of them, and that'll be it for the summer. So the rolling pins, it's kind of a fun project to turn. It's tough because you want to make sure this and this. So there's 3/4 of an inch diameter here, 1 3/4 inches here. Some will be up to 2, but trying to make this and this even, a little bit of a challenge, which I enjoy. Got that done. Let's see what else. Flag box. My buddy Aaron from high school. I went to school with him, played ball with him. His father was a great guy. I'd known when we were kids. He had passed away, and he asked to make a flag box. This is the second one. The first one, I screwed up the dimensions, so I made another one. These are really tough to do. The hard part is you have a 45-degree angle here. You have a 22.5 angle here and here. If you're off 1 fraction of a degree, or if this side is a little bit longer than this side, or any way around, it throws off the angle. So I got this one pretty dialed in, but the trick is it's back and forth to the saw. Just fraction of an inch, cut it, measure it, and keep going back and forth. So this one here actually will have a bottom to it, and I've got some other details I'm adding. This will be done this week. I'll have 8 hours, maybe 10. In this just one box. This has the splines in there. And what the splines do, they do 2 things. One, it's a nice decorative detail with this is American cherry and the maple, but also because you have an end grain to end grain joint here, putting these splines in there helps lock it in and makes it a lot more durable. So the bottom half of it's over there on the workbench. It'll be done, this whole thing will be done this week. All I got to really do is some more sanding on the bottom, the plexiglass in the back, and that'll be done, and then some engraving for him. So that is done. The other cool thing I worked on was my friend Beth, I went to high school with also. She lives down in, I think she works in Kentucky, but I think she lives in Indiana. But anyway, someone in her family had passed away, and she had asked me to make an urn for them, which I'm always honored to make. When someone has someone that is special to them that passed away and they want me to make something to help memorialize that person, I'm always honored when someone asked me to do that project like that. So that turned out really nice. Did some custom engraving on that and got that delivered. She was actually up here and she picked it up. So I got to hang out with her for a minute. Cool chick. Really got to work with her. I had someone ask me if I could make them a stash box. I said, sure, you tell me what it is and I'll make you one. So they said, I just need a little box, something small with a lid that I can stash stuff in. And I didn't want to know what the stuff is. So I took, hold on one second. I took some of this. I had some of these offcuts. This is Bastogne walnut, I believe. I'm pretty sure, out from the West Coast. I had some of it, I had some left over, so I took a piece of this, awesome grain, really cool pattern, and I turned it into this. And I actually look, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but the grain, this is all one piece, so the grain actually matches all the way around with the lid. Then you take the lid off, then you put in, like I got screws in this one. You can put like your treats in there. You could put whatever you want to stash in there. So this will be a thing I'll probably not, this is probably a thing I'm not going to sell regularly, but the next time I make some, I have like 4 or 5 more of these blocks, so I'll probably batch some out just to have for people. These are cool too, because the person I made the other one for, I made one for myself too, to hold my screws. So when I'm doing a project, I can put the screws in there. But yeah, you can engrave this on here. You can put the names on there, whatever you want to do. So stash box, got that done. That was a fun project on the lathe. Let's see. I finished up this project. So this is a friends of a friend. They're now friends, but they're introduced to me by friends. They had an island and they had an old rickety looking board that I think came with the countertops, and they commissioned me to make them a nice board that was recessed. So I made this for them. This has the juice groove around it. It's got the finger holes, and it comes out, and it doubles up as a cutting board. I put their name on there for them. I put the juice groove around their name. Turned out really cool, and then they liked it, and hopefully they'll order some more stuff. So I got that done. Let's see, what else? My friend Ann, her and her wife ordered a sign for the front of their house. They were over my house seeing the sign that we have on our front door, and they asked me to make them one. So worked up a design, went back and forth a little bit. Luckily, they weren't too tough. This we settled on. It's hanging out in front of their house. It turned out awesome. I'm really getting into these signs. I like making the signs. So if you need anything like that, these signs make great wedding gifts. They make great housewarming gifts. One friend ordered one for one of her friends who just had a kid, so they wanted the kid's name on it for his room and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and then I'm actually working on a sign for the front of my building. It'll be an 8-foot sign that says the name of it on there. So I'll probably work on that here in the near future. So got the Ann sign done. Secret sign of the month, my good buddy Tony. Tony and I have been friends for over 40 years. Great guy. He's that guy, if I call any time of day, he'll be there to help out. He's proven it many times. So I made him, and I know he's a kind of a Moss guy, he doesn't want any accolades, but he's a really good guy. So I made him a little simple sign, nothing too, over the top, just put his last name on there and some distressed looking wood and varnished it up and gave it to him. And yeah, it's Secret Sign of the Month to my good friend Tony. So I've already started the one for May. I got a list right there at my desk of people. It's actually in my desk, but of people I think of throughout the day throughout the month that I'm gonna make a sign for. So this year I've got some pretty good people on there. I'm looking forward to surprising you. And remember, if you ask me to make you and give you the Secret Sign of the Month, you're not eligible for a Secret Sign of the Month. So it's kind of like Fight Club, you don't talk about it. The shop itself, I've been working on, the big thing was the electric. I thought the electric was gonna be good to go. It just was not. I had to bring in a licensed contractor to come in, pull a permit, and redo the wiring. It just wasn't enough. It just wasn't done right. The previous 2 owners ago, not the people I bought the building from, but the previous owners had just hodgepodged and totally fucked up, half-assed. And the reason I'm excited because it was very expensive. It was not in the budget originally that much to do it, but I had an electrician come in. He knocked it out in a few days and just ran conduit. It's done right. It's done clean. There's power at each tool around the room, different circuits, so I can run multiple machines at different times. If we're out flipping breakers or running extension cords. So the electric, that was big. That's the big thing that got done. The other thing that got done was the dust collection. If you see this pipe right here that goes up and goes this way and pops down. Let's see if I can show you. I see right over here. Right over here is a line going up and down, and then over there. So yeah, dust collection. That was a big thing. So now I have dust collection at every tool around the perimeter. All the main tools have their own blast gate, so I can turn on the dust collector, which is that green thing with the white bags. I'm gonna sell that eventually and get a bigger one. But that pipe goes up, goes over, and every tool has a drop to it. So dust collection is huge. This coming week, I got to hang my air cleaners. Get that done. Speaking of dust collectors, I'm selling 3. Because remember in my old shop, I had 3 different shop spaces. So I had 3 different dust collectors. So I'm selling this one here, the Harvey. This Harvey is a great dust collector for a small to medium wood shop where you don't have or a second one, maybe you have a second room. But yeah, so that's for sale. I'm also selling, actually I got a couple for sale. That's the only one I'm selling right now because that's the only one I got cleaned up, ready for sale. I have another one that's at the old shop still. I'm gonna bring that over, get that cleaned up for sale. And then eventually I'll be selling the Grizzly there. That Grizzly there, that really sucks in a good way. Get it? Vacuum sucks, dust cleaner, but dust, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, so I'll probably sell that not till probably later this summer because I'm going to invest in a nicer one once I recoup some costs and get some orders in and whatnot. So anyway, so yeah, so dust collector. If you're looking for a nice dust collector for your small to medium shop, hit me up and I'll definitely take care of you. Slabs. I've been running the CNC pretty much non-stop. I have got a ton of really amazing walnut slabs. I have a couple of oak slabs. And I've got more going. I am just keeping that machine running. I don't even know how many slabs to do still. These are all going to be on display. They're all going to be for sale. And then, so basically, I don't have retail. So if you're interested in putting either buying a table or buying some slabs for your own project, come on up, make an appointment. We'll get you in here and get you a look. Or 2, if you want me to build you a table, if I build a table for you, the slabs as price are 20% off. So I'll knock off 20% towards the project we're building for the slabs. But yeah, we can come in, we can lay those out on some sawhorses. You can pick out the grain. If we're doing resin, we can kind of figure out the river pour or how we want to do it. But yeah, we have a lot of walnut slabs, oak slabs, and I think there's some cherry that I'll be doing also. So those are all up for sale. Man, did we get the whole list? I know I forgot something. Oh, inventory. So since I've been spending my time basically 3 ways. Working on getting this shop up and running. I got my tool wall going over there. I got the dust collection, like I said. I still got all the lights, all the ballasts in here are shot, so I had to do some lighting fixes. Also working on that. The other thing I'm working on is back in the other shop. My old shop was a garden shed. That's all it was. And I was, 400 square feet. And so I'm working on getting that converted back to a garden shed / pool house for my wife. Then the other little building that was the laser and the CNC, the little CNC is still in there. I've been keeping that pretty busy, but I've been spending a lot of time back at the house. I mean, I've got 8 years of just scrap lumber and sawdust, so I'm still moving stuff over. But yeah, there's still a lot of work to do there. So working on that. And the other thing I'm working on is inventory. So I've got, whenever things are slow and I'm not getting a lot of orders, I spend time. So if someone orders 1 board, I'll make 3 or 4. So I've got a lot of great boards in inventory, some stock boards you can see on the website and some custom boards. If you want to see what custom boards I have, you can go over to my Cleveland Cutting Board Facebook page, and I always post them there as well. But if you want to come in, give me a call, we'll set up a time, and then I'll have a little display for you to pick out a cutting board. And if it's, depending on when you come, I could probably engrave it for you right while you wait. So we've got that going on. Oh, I made a restroom sign. Here's this. I made this. It was kind of a fun project. I wanted a restroom sign when people need to use the restroom, it's easier for them to find it. So I made this sign here. That was kind of a fun CNC project. I like doing stuff like that at the end of the day, kind of just something that's not really, it's important, but not important. I can kind of have fun with it and just for my own. So boat tables. We're working on 2 boat tables. One for my buddy who is actually, him and his wife are retiring down to the Caribbean, somewhere in the Bahamas. They're going to go down there, or Florida. So I got this done, not done, I'm working on it. Got the resin poured, got the hinges all recessed. It's all ready to go. I got a couple little details I got to talk to him about. My buddy Bill, so I'll be giving him a call. A couple of things I got to do still. And then I got the varnish came in for that. So I got about probably 6 or 7 coats. Remember, when it comes to varnish, especially for boat pieces or anything outside, it's 2 coats per year, and the first 2 coats don't count. So I'll put at least 4 coats on there. I'll probably just use the whole can. And then I got another table we just put the resin on for my good friends who have a boat here on the Vermilion River where I live, or my shop's at. This is a fixed table. The other one for Bill actually has the folding leaf, so it'll come up to minimize the size. The one for my other friends for their boat, this is also Sapele. This has the compass on it. And it's got breadboard ends, traditional breadboard ends to help keep it flat. This one actually will be a table that'll go down to a bed. So I got those poured, and those will be done. That'll be done next week, and they'll both be done next week. I want to get this to Bill for his boat, and I want to get this one ready as well. Then I got a third one that I'm doing as just a showpiece. I screwed one up. I made the wrong scale, so I just kept it for myself. I'm going to go ahead and fill it in with resin, but I'm going to use it as a showpiece for whatever. I don't know. I'll figure out some way to use it. So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's everything on my list. Wow, that didn't take as long as I thought. So anyway, thanks everyone keeping in. Thank you for all the kind words and all the support. It's been amazing. Even the ones that don't mean it, I still appreciate it. So anyway, thanks all. Everyone have a great week. Have an awesome time at whatever you're doing. Remember, be cool. Don't be a dick. Everyone's going through something in life. So I don't know. Kill them with kindness. Cheers. So for those of you who are still watching, I'm guessing you watched my YouTube short or story or whatever it's called, where I talked about doing a giveaway. This is an American Cherry Bull. I hand turned this on 318. This is the first thing I made in my new shop. So I thought I would do a giveaway. So American Cherry, it's about that big by about that tall. How are you going to win this? So it's going to be a contest. So what I did here, I have a rock. And this rock, it says, you win. On the back of the rock is a little something on there. I'm not going to tell you what that is. I'm going to hide the rock somewhere in Vermilion, somewhere in the Vermilion School District. So if your kids go to in the neighborhood that goes to Vermilion schools, that's where I'm going to hide it. And every week I'm going to give you a different clue to where it's at. Okay. Only way to get the clue is by watching these videos. So every time I do a video, I'll do a clue. First person who finds the rock and gives it to me, I will give you this American Cherry Bull. If you want something engraved in it, I will do that for free. But in my opinion, it doesn't need it. This has got it's soaked in mineral oil, and it's got a beeswax finish on that. So this is food safe if you want to do a salad or something like that in there, if you want to engrave it and use it for your keys or just a display. But it's really turned out nice. It's actually a locally harvested American cherry tree that I took the blank, the log, cut it, milled it, rough turned it, soaked it in wax, or painted it in a special paint that helps it slow dry. Sat up in my loft for 2 or 3 years, I think, and then I turned it on 318. So like I said, first thing I made in the new shop. So just have my name on it. So anyway, I will tell you right now, first clue on where this rock will be on Monday. I'm going to hide it Sunday night. Oh shit! Don't you see the back of it? So here's your clue. This rock, you can see it from the library window. If you look out the library, you can see this rock. That's your clue. Tune into the next video for the next clue, and that is it for this Weekend Shop Update. Everyone have a great day.